nobody has to play a superhero that has more power than her. Like nobody has more power over your problem than you do. Nobody. If it's your problem, chances are you're probably the most capable person of fixing it. Like real talk. Like not your parents, not your sibling, your spouse. Like nobody. You're the most capable person to figure out your problem. Nobody else. It's like you went to school for this problem. This is your problem. Like, first of all, you wrote me into the problem. I gotta learn about everything that's going on about the problem before I fix it. Then chances are, by the time I even learn about it, you can probably go ahead and get it done. So, like, for real, y'all, you are the most capable person to fix your problems. Nobody else is. Like, let that be your only one rule. Nobody fixes my problems but me. Like,
what are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build the game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back in the lab again at 4:42 a.m. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. Share this with your friends, family, because we do this for y'all, because we love y'all.
man, we late. That's my fault.
It's all good. It's all good. How's your week been, sir?
Pretty chaotic.
Pretty chaotic.
So I ain't necessarily talk about it on the podcast yet, and I just realized that in the past few weeks leading up to, and I think it's because we haven't been the ones planning it, but for the first time on the podcast, I'm gonna say that I got a wedding coming up, and that's coming up this weekend. Actually, this Saturday I'll be married. By the time you listen to this episode on Tuesday, I'll be a married man. Provided everything goes good. Hopefully, Alyssa don't choke out the wedding planners, but it's gonna be straight, man. I'm excited for it, but it has been pretty chaotic, and I don't know if it's the fact that I'm just a little bit older now, and or I've just got a little more wisdom on me. Like I've been married before. I think I talked about that on the podcast a few times before, but I don't know if it's just the fact that I'm a little bit more wiser now. Like, but it's been a surreal feeling, man. Like everybody asks me, am I nervous? And I'm like, I'm not nervous at all about the wedding, but I'm about to be connected to my soulmate. Like I feel like that. Like I've never felt that. Like I didn't feel that on the first one. Like it was just kind of a regular day the first time, but this time around, man, it feels a little more legit. So yeah, man. They're talking
That's
about
what's
it.
up.
It might rain us out though.
Come on.
Yeah, they said it might rain us out. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
Virginia weather, I swear.
Yeah.
Because right now, I guess we in a heat wave or something. It got up into like the 80s out of nowhere. We got the AC running, fans, each and every room just blowing, trying to cool the house down. And I'm glad you mentioned the wedding, because I was surely about to praise y'all out of the water. Just like my man's getting married in the next couple of weeks. Once y'all hear this, he'd be married after y'all hear this. Well, before y'all hear this. But yeah. So I found something. Well, I ain't find it. I just, it seems very interesting. Over the week I've been like, discussing with a couple of friends, and it's interesting how when you get your ducks in line or you get your chicks in order and you start doing something to better your life, you start seeing more and more people trying to do the same thing. And I think we went over this before on the podcast. It's like
Yeah,
when you go for something, like you see the environment or the world around you start to change as well to
yeah,
kind of complement what you're going for. I see a lot more people, posting, workout challenges, trying to get right, trying to eat right. And then you have that algorithm on your phones. Like when you start looking at uh more stuff, it's like, hey, this person is interested in this. Let's show him more of that.
yeah,
And it's been kind of enlightening. Like it gives you a little confidence boost. Like, all right, maybe this is the right path I'm going on. There's so many green lights that are showing when I'm going for this, so maybe I should do this. So, when you guys are feeling that, just kind of lean into that to give you that confidence or courage to, go for your passion and your goals and whatnot.
hmm,
Find that support system to go for that. Uh that's how my week's been. I've been just on this somewhat of a enlightening journey. Um Trying to just get my head in the right spot to, move forward with my life and whatnot. Um yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Sorry to
Um,
go on that
Let me
tangent.
add to that. Like, feel like somebody needed to hear that
Mm,
about that what you just said about how social media whenever you start seeing something of a certain type,
mm.
it starts to show you a little bit more because like that isn't that a little bit like manifestation.
Yeah.
You think something and then something becomes of that thought. Like, you want something, and if eventually if you want something long enough, you'll find it, you'll get it.
Mm,
And I think social media kind of works like like universal law of attraction. Like, if you search something up for one time, and then all of a sudden you're gonna start seeing it. If you see it one time and you like it, share it, or look at it, like, hey, nowadays on social media, YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook and
mhm.
Instagram, only thing you gotta do is watch a full video, and Facebook like got them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like you'll start seeing that over and over again. Like, and it was like for me, and I love to hear people say like, I don't get on social media because everything is negative, and I'm like, it's probably negative because you negative. You ever thought of that?
Mhm. Yep.
Like,
Because it
I
only
ain't, I don't
shows
have that
what you're
problem.
interested. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that problem, bro. Like, I get on social media, and the only thing I'm seeing, like, I scrolled down my timeline for the first time in a while yesterday, bro, and I started seeing like I shared one of the joints. It was like some motivational infographic, and I was like, "Yo, that's fire. Let me share
Mhm.
that." Like, I don't happen to see those negative things that people are talking about. Like, in fact, there's like, and I got friends on Facebook who post negative stuff, but I don't see it.
Oh, see.
I don't
True.
see it. Like, I don't. Yeah, yo, did you see what such and such posted? Nope.
Come on. Yep. Yep.
I'm just being real. I look for real. You can. There's a little thing on social media on Facebook. I don't know if it's on Instagram.
I
I
think.
think you
Yeah.
just have to straight up unfollow somebody on Instagram in order to not see what they posting. However, the algorithm don't show in order of who posted what and
Mm.
when. But on Facebook, there's this little thing. This little. I'm gonna teach y'all something on Facebook. There's this little thing called unfollow. You can have a friend, but if you don't follow them, you don't see what they post. Now Facebook does it kind of automatically at some point,
Yeah. If
but
you
you
add a
can
friend.
actually do it.
Mhm.
You can actually do it yourself. And that's one of the philosophies that I'm using in life, right? If you don't follow the BS, you
Ooh.
don't see BS.
True. True. Yep. Yep.
I'm saying,
Uh, they also have I think it's on Instagram. I think you have to go through like the report, like
Hmm.
reporting something process,
Yeah.
and on it it says, gives you a bunch of reasons why you're reporting it, and at the top, I guess because it's not as serious, but it's like, oh, I'm just not interested in what's shown, what's showing. Uh,
Uh,
I don't think I don't think Facebook has it, but like you said, you can unfollow. You can still be connected to that person. You can send them messages, check them on them if you need to. But like if they're just on your feed, they're just giving just negativity. They're not really uplifting you. You can unfollow them, and you don't have to see that stuff. Like you can
yeah.
cater your social media or cater your life to show nothing but positivity. But for some
Right.
reason we are just negative creatures, just like down in the dumps. Every problem that arises, we're just like, I'ma dwell in this. Like there's no
Yeah.
solutions. There's no way I'ma get out of this. But like you go through it every day. You go to work every day, have the same problems, and like we've said before many times, nothing changes unless you change. Like
Yeah.
you're the one that's gonna pull yourself out of those trenches. You're the one that's gonna have to uh uh change your life for the better. No one's gonna just drop out of the sky and be like, hey, here's the solutions to all your problems. This is the $1 million lottery ticket. Go have fun. No, you have to do that on your own. Not play the lotto, but you have to build your empire on your own.
Don't do that. You have a higher.
Don't do that.
Is there's some people who feel like that. The
Yeah,
only way they can get rich is through lottery, man. However,
lottery.
I have rich friends who
There
ain't
you
win
go.
the lotto. I don't know. So there's that.
Right? Like Donald Trump didn't become rich from winning the lotto.
Know what I'm saying? And even if you feel like because he inherited his money, some people say that Donald Trump ain't he not a real rich person because he inherited his money. He was a silver spoon kid, but however, his father started a multi-million-dollar empire from scratch.
Yeah.
So like,
Where you
what we
at?
talking about? What are we talking about, right? What are we talking about right now, right?
uh, but before we slide into that topic, I heard something recently, and it shook me, right? Because it made me think. It was like it was like one of those videos where a dude was like, he was given a what if question, right? And he's like, yo, what if tomorrow, like first thing in the morning, the US dollar becomes worth, and you gotta start over from scratch.
Hmm, bruh.
What type of skills do you have that's gonna put you over the next guy? What type of talents, whatever,
Hmm,
that's gonna bring, whatever type of currency is taking over,
hmm.
what's gonna put you over the top to provide for your family. And I
Yeah,
was like, not a lot of people gonna have an answer for that. Like a lot of people,
yeah.
they sell time, like we said before. They just go to a job and work. Like if the job failed and the dollar becomes useless, what are they gonna do?
Hmm,
Nothing. Complete
hmm.
silence, like nothing.
Damn.
So
That's
I
crazy
was
because
like,
I thought about that. I'll write something, some conspiracy joint about like the reason why money went out of style.
mm,
I
like
try to get people, yeah.
what type of value do you have to bring to whatever organization, company, or anything like that? Like what makes you that person that's gonna be picked out of this line of unemployed people, you know?
Mhm. Right. So
So that
yeah,
just mm.
go ahead. You got it.
I was gonna say that just had me thinking like the path I'm going for now, I'm trying to learn these skills, learn these uh tips, tricks, whatever to put myself over the top, to uh build my empire that would have me picked over, this person that's like, I don't know, maybe he has a college degree, but he doesn't have the time and effort put into it. Like he doesn't have that portfolio built yet. I have this
Mhm.
long list of things that I've done, things that I have produced. It's kind of like when you're starting your career and you're doing all these things to build knowledge, but you're not implementing them. You're not executing them. So you don't really have nothing to show for it. Yeah, you might
Mm.
know, but no one knows that you know. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
no one sees your reports, your portfolio, like I said before. Um, so yeah, it just had me thinking. It just had me wanting to put more stuff out there, to start putting stuff out there.
Right. Yeah. That's what it's all about, man. I had I had a friend who used to work with us at our joint at our
Mm.
vanilla who ended up she ended up quitting, and I don't know what she do now, but she's creating her own comic book universe as well.
Oh,
And
tough.
she reached out well, I don't know if she reached out to me or I reached out to her. I don't really remember. We said stayed in touch. But I asked her about her progress or whatever.
Mm.
And she said like everything is going really slow and I'm doubting myself because I'm not making any
Mm.
money.
Yep.
And I was like, well, do you have anything for people to buy? And she was like, well, not yet. I'm working on this and I'm working on that. And I'm like,
Mm.
well, see, there's the problem right there. You ain't working on nothing for people to buy.
Mhm.
Like you gotta have something for people to buy. Like so, after we had that conversation, I don't know if she listened to the podcast or not. But at some point she started doing the exact thing I told her to do, and now she, more motivated than ever.
Hey,
So
that's
like,
dope.
I'm just like, hey, you gotta put something out there first. Like that was one of my problems too. I went 13 years without putting anything out there for people to buy. So now you gotta put something out there in front of people. Like it's good that you got this whole repertoire of stuff that you just got sitting on your computer at home, or got notebooks on top of notebooks of drawings and stuff. But I'm like, at
But
some point you got to put it out, because if you don't put it out, ain't nobody else seeing it anyway. So like you just pretty much spinning your wheels. Of course you're gonna get discouraged if you want to be successful doing something, but you the only one that know you do it. Like, of course you're gonna be discouraged and upset and doubtful. So like, just yeah. I feel that, man. I feel that 100%.
you talking about oh, girl, daughter.
I, I don't even know if you know her. No, it ain't her.
Oh, okay.
I don't keep she. I don't know if she really like black people like that. So
Oh,
I don't
all right.
know. It's just every time I try to reach out to her, it's always awkward.
Oh,
So
oh,
yeah,
we ain't gotta go.
yeah, we ain't gotta go there.
All right. But it's very easy to get discouraged like that because uh problems arise. Uh, I wouldn't say they're problems. It's just unknown territory, and they
Hmm.
can seem to be problems, but it's another challenge that you have to overcome. Like uh a lot of people think careers or when they're trying to go for something, try to start a business or whatever, it's straightforward. I'm gonna start the business gonna be successful, and I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm gonna bring my knowledge of whatever I'm doing, and it's gonna blow up. But
Yeah.
like you have to understand that with a business, with a career, there's many different things you have to learn. There's many different avenues you have to take. There's many
Hmm.
different connections with people and other
Hmm.
businesses that you need to have. Like when you start a business, I'm pretty sure you need something to do with law, just so you don't get sued, just so you check all the boxes, cross the T's, dot the I's, so later down the line you don't get hung up with, all right, this person is trying to sue me for XYZ, or I'm in
Right.
a legal bind because of, something I said, or
Right.
something that doesn't connect with certain people or something like that. Uh, you're definitely gonna need a control over your finances. You can't just be out here signing everything, paying, you know, uh, uh, paying people off the wheels. Yeah, you want to have your successful business. You want people to come and work for you, but you have to uh have a sweet little balance. There's
You
there's
don't
many
want to
different.
MC Hammer that thing.
Yeah, facts. Uh, you want to make a profit in return. You can't just be making money and then as much as you're making, you're giving it out with no real returns. Uh, it's just many things you have to learn that you don't know right now, but you will learn them through trial and error, or through friends, family, through rich friends, through people that are doing what you're doing. Just don't be afraid to explore those avenues, because you can easily block them off, go into something blind. Yeah, you took that leap, but you didn't have no path set to where you're going. You didn't have no destination, so you just jumped without even knowing what's at the bottom. You just jumped, and now you lost, and now you just like, oh well, I tried, so you don't.
Did you though? Did you know? We need to talk about what trying is.
This is true. This is true. Uh, because a lot of people will say that. A lot of people, prime example, people we work with, uh, they they say they tried to, move up or go for a certain position, but like they get shut down, and then that's it. Well, I tried.
Yeah. And then you got some people who don't take no for an answer, and they go through anything and everything
Mm,
possible to get to the bag, bro. It's crazy because um I was thinking about that recently because we got a few instances of people who came in into the place that we work at now,
mm,
and they haven't been working in years, bro. Like like years. Like they was like stay at home moms and came back to work. And this is their first job since being back on the workforce. And like the two examples that I'm talking about, one being my coworker and the other one being Alyssa's boss, the one that just got a promotion to be yeah. So both of them were both stay at home moms. They both started about 2 years ago, and both of them climbed the ladder from the
mm,
bottom up to where they are now. And I'm just like, yo, like, and then I talk to people like, you know, some folks who lost that vest recently, who they just waiting for somebody to give them an opportunity and ain't knock on the door not one time. And I'm
mm,
just like, how does that work? I did everything I could. No, did you? Did you? Because I was willing to go to another building to get mine. What are you willing to do? I
mhm,
was willing to change shifts for mine. What are you willing to do? And even my homie who just got the joint, we talk about him a lot. I'm glad he ain't gonna be a conversation piece anymore on the Dirty Trump podcast. I'm so glad for that. But even
Amen.
him, bruh, even him though, bruh, he was like, I did what I could, and I talked to him one day. I was like, bruh, did you really? And
Mm,
he's like, yes, man, I did what I could. I'm like, did you really? I was like, and I told him my story, and I
mhm,
said, bro, I was willing to do anything to get it. I was
mm,
willing to go for everything. And I think we kind of put him under pressure because, we just kept putting him in spots where he didn't want to be at. He wanted to be because he was in a certain status. He wanted to be looked at as that same status, even though he hadn't gone for the goal. So like he finally decided that, all right, now it's time for me to do what I need to do. So like you at some point you're gonna get there. Like you can get fed up and you can get to that point.
facts.
Um but let's let's go ahead and slide into what we were gonna talk about. We had a whole 3 segues I've counted up till this point to get into the topic, right? But I just wanted to go and talk about one of my coworkers who I was having a conversation with. Now this lady who she has been kind of a thorn in my side for the most part. Um, I mean, I ain't gonna say that about her. Like she just one of those people. Like whenever there's a problem, you gonna know she got a problem, and she gonna tell you that she got a problem. She gonna tell you again that she got the same problem, and she gonna tell you again that she got the same problem. What she would do about the problem, how she would fix it, well, how everybody trifling for not fixing it, and all everything of the sort, bro. And like I listened to her on many occasions, and everybody else just like just let it go, bro. Just let it go. It ain't even worth it. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. So we gonna let it go, I guess. We gonna ignore it. We gonna act like she ain't got the problem. We gonna keep it moving. Whatever. I'm like, all right, y'all do what y'all want to do. Like it's y'all world. But however, she's still complaining about the problem. She's still complaining to people about the problem. She's still spreading the problem. Whether the problem is real or not, she's talking about it. So now it's a problem. So, here we are. But, recently, we talk about somebody who, because she was so upset with how we ran things, she left, came back, left again, came back, went to a different building, came back. And now she's still talking about the same problems. But there's literally nothing that anybody could do about these problems, because if there was something that anybody could do about these problems, it would have been done. So her issue was she was upset that she was the only one having to do 100%. All right. So check this out, right? Her issue was, you just imagine a coworker. Imagine you coming to work, right? And you're giving your all, but you see a person not doing what they supposed to do. They're supposed to be in a certain spot getting something done, but for whatever reason, they don't. They they leave, or they step away, and they leave all the work to everybody else that's still there, right? So that's her problem. She don't like that. And I perfectly understand, because if I'm in a situation where, it's a team effort and it's only one person of the team doing 100% of the work, it gets frustrating every now and then. I understand that. So like, she looked at me like, yo, well, leadership is letting their friends do XYZ. Meanwhile, I got to be the one to sit here and work. And I was like, oh, you talking about that guy over there? Yeah, he get to do whatever he want. I was like, all right, bet. Because I understand your problem, let me level with you for a second. That guy over there that you think that he gets to do whatever he want because he's my quote unquote friend, I call that guy for everything. I literally call that guy for everything. I once made that man drip and sweat before 8:00 a.m. and we started our shift at 7. This man was dripping sweat in the cold before 8:00 a.m. Just on a regular day. This wasn't even a fast day. This was a regular day. Why? Because the things that you're complaining about right now. And while you're complaining about it right now, there's somebody who's looking at you right now who's saying that your ass ain't working because you just talking. So there's no winning. There's no winning here. So like, here's like, let me get to the point of this, but I'm ranting at this point. But like, she looked at me and said like, leadership can be doing this, leadership can be doing that, and I was like, oh. And it clicked to me. I'm like, yo, you think I have the power to fix your problem? She was like, what do you mean? I was like, everything that you just complained about is stuff that I complain about. So we complaining about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you thought I had the power to fix your problem. but I don't. And I was like, yo, this is why I've been telling you to go talk to them, the people who can fix your problem, the people who can listen to it. But here's the thing: they just gonna say that it was my fault.
Mm.
They ain't trying to fix it. They don't care. So what I came to the conclusion of was like, yo, you got people out here, right? Who they got a million problems that they're working through. But instead of fixing those problems themselves, they waiting on the world to fix it.
Yeah.
They waiting on the person from their left to their right to fix it. They waiting on the person above them to fix it. They waiting on somebody to just come from the clouds, from the golden arches of heaven, and give them the tools to fix it. When instead, they could just do it themselves. So they not looking at their own ability. They not looking at their own flaws. They not looking at anything that they got going on. They waiting for everybody else to fix the problem.
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy because like the problem it doesn't even be that big, and it's crazy because like uh, it's like a problem can cast a shadow over your life, and the shadow be so big, but the problem be so little, so tiny, but because that problem is so close to uh whoever the person is having it, because it's so close to them, because it's so personal, it casts this big old shadow over their light, over they positivity, and they just want to dwell in that small little problem until it gets fixed, until somebody fixes it. But like all they have to do is look inward, like you said. They got the tools already. They got this podcast. They got whatever their belief system is. They got the Bible. They got
Yeah.
whatever type of guidance they need. It is there for them. But because they blow this problem out of proportion, they think it's this big old elephant in the room. They can't get past it because it looks so big to them in that moment. But like you said, that other person that's working, that's doing the work, they're looking at that person like, what they complaining for?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and it's interesting because I listened to something recently, and it's literally it it's the law, like the law of nature is like this. You can uh even put it in a math equation and figure it out. I think they said it was like uh the equation for like MC squared or something.
Mm.
Basically, anywhere you go uh in life, if you observe it in nature, you're gonna have your people that's giving it 110%, and you're gonna have your mediocre people that's giving the bare minimum. It's just by law. Not every lion is out there hunting. You
Or
have
the rich
your
people.
yeah. You got your rich people, and then you have your poverty stricken people. Y'all
No,
were
I was
given.
saying that the rich people don't have to give 100% because they
Oh,
own the people who they own the people who do
yeah.
100%
Oh yeah, yeah.
for
Just like
them.
that. You have your business, you have your workers, and like I said, you have that group, that fantastic few, as the guy said in the video. You got your fantastic few, and you got your mediocre many, or mini mediocre, or something like that. But basically,
Mediocre minutes. I like that.
you have your people that just show up to work, and that's it. That's all they do. They show up, and then you have
Yeah.
your workers that are gonna uh go through
Chill
hell
out.
and high waters. Yep, they're gonna be dripping sweat in the first hour of the day. They done already collected they 20,000 steps in the
You know what I'm saying?
first 2 hours. They dare to work because they have something to prove. They have something in them that makes them want to do that. Like and then you have your people that just want a handout. It's just the law of nature. Like you have your goods and your bads. You have your uh fantastic few and your mediocre many. It's just law. Like, and people, they obsessed over, why isn't this person working as hard as I am for some reason. Like they want everybody to be on equal terms.
Yeah.
But when have you seen that? Why does everything have to be equal? Like it if you want things on equal terms, why aren't you working as hard as that rich person, the person that owns the company? Why don't you own a company? You know, it's like before you start judging this person, look in the mirror and see what you need to do to not be in this situation, first of all.
Well, I don't know if we can really say that, because those same people will look at the person who owned the company and be like, he ain't never did this before. He ain't never did that. Well, I'm up here doing it. I'm like, there's a reason for that.
Right?
A
And
reason for that.
then at one point, he was given maybe 100%, person started this job out of, they
Uh,
garage.
I read the book, bro. He
Oh,
yeah,
he
it was
ain't give,
all computer, yo.
come on.
It was all computer, bro.
Well, I mean, computers back then, they ain't what they are now. Well,
Nah, bro. That
mm,
man, they started the code for the whole company right in the
mm,
garage, bro. Like they grass rooted that joint. They was by the bootstraps. They was back to back against a wall. Like
mm.
they did that. It was pretty genius, man. I
Oh,
wish I
okay.
could summarize that into. I think I'm gonna write about that. I think I'm gonna do that little portion and talk about that in the book that I was gonna write about the core values.
Mm.
So yeah, yeah, it was actually pretty fantastic. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he started from nothing, and like he made it work with the
Mhm.
tools, with the knowledge, with the I don't know what type of, I don't know if he was using a Mac. I don't know if he was using one of those computers with the giant butts on them.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. But
yeah.
like let me tell you, I tried to put one of those computers to the work back in the day, and it it took a grip, you know. To sit there for 30 minutes for a document to load, a document,
Just one
you know,
doc.
one document, it took some time to see someone get to where they are now, to the person we're talking about, to see them get to where they are now with the tools they had back in the day is astonishing. Cause like I know I would have definitely quit. You telling me takes a document like 30 minutes to load up, and then I gotta add to that document. So the next time I come back to it, it's gonna take even more time to load. Oh
But
no.
you
Oh no.
gotta think about it, Mark. The next generation of video game developers, they're gonna look at your struggle, and they're gonna say the same exact thing about what you're doing. So technology
True.
always growing, but you got to start where you at.
Big
So
fact.
back in the day when we had Windows 98, we ain't know
Oh.
no better. We had Windows 98, and that joint took like 14 days just to start the computer up from
hmm
from boot. So like, hey, we did what we had to do, and the only artistic software you had was Windows Paint. Like you had to do what you had to do.
Bruh. He's a big
But yeah,
fact.
man. But like it was just something that I noticed about folks,
Mm.
man, that they allow those problems that they having. They try to outsource the wrong things, man. And
Yeah.
like I was just like, yo, you are grown. You are a full grown adult. First of all, like if you have a problem with this, why you keep coming back to this? And like and quiet as it kept, the person I'm talking about always tell me how much you don't need a job, how much you don't need to work, and I'm like, makes sense. Like, if you don't need to work, then why are you here?
hmm
And not only are why are you here? Like, you only stay long enough long enough for them to VTO. If they own VTO, you mad because they ain't VTOing, and but you don't need to. job? Like, how does that work? Like, yo, you obviously need the money in some form of capacity. Like, let's not go there, bro. Like, you fooling who you fooling right now? Like, you anyway. I ain't gonna go there. So Mark said something earlier, and it made me think of this. Right? You said it was about how people let the problems cast shadows over their lives. But here's what if you know anything about how like physics work, right? If the light source is behind you, if you walking away from the light, going into the darkness, and here's that unknown territory that we're talking about, right? So like you just imagine you know your road to success and the problems that you're having are, you know, they're both in front of you, right? So like you're walking towards your destination, and the problem is blocking you from your destination. All right. So if you think about it, you walking away from the light. Just I want everybody to picture this. So that's why I'm explaining it like this, right? So you walking away from the light. So your light source is behind you. Let's say that, you know, your comfortability is the sun. You know, your comfort zone is the sun, and you're walking away from the sun, going into the darkness because you're stepping into the unknown. And there's, you know, whether you actually trying to find success, or, you know, you just trying to live life, and you know, 5:30, getting off at 5:30 is your destination. Whatever the case may be, bro. Like it doesn't even really matter. So like, as you're walking into the darkness with that light source behind you, if your problem is the shadow, then what you know about shadows is that the further away from the light source it is, the bigger the shadow looks. So you just looking at the shadow on your destination. The shadow they're already touching your destination, and you looking at it like, yo, that's a huge problem. That's a huge problem. But you literally making the problem bigger than it actually is. A shadow, what you know about a shadow is that the farther it is away from the light source, it stretches. It's stretched to infinity. As much as the person that's casting the shadow, or the problem that's casting the shadow, whatever it is, like if you look at it as if all you had to do is change your perspective. But if you're looking at this problem in its full entirety, then of course it's going to be huge. Of course it's going to be big. But all you had to remember is that if I change my perspective, and if I look at it in a certain light, then I can handle this. I can fix this. So yeah, man, I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there.
Now I'm gonna catch that alley. You know, it's kind of like you looking at a elephant, and you think it's this big problem, you know, but it's edible just like anything else. You know, it can be conquered just like anything else. How it's gonna be edible? How you gonna eat a whole elephant? One piece at a time. You take that junk, you break it down in the pieces, you make it small, you know, and then you can overcome it. Like that's the microcosm, or the solution to life, you know. Make the problem small and then attack it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we blow things out of proportion each and every day, and it's so easy to, like, oh, you know, I just had this unexpected charge on my card. Oh my god, I can't spend it for I can't spend my money frivolously now. That this small little pebble, you had this unexpected charge, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, and you get paid the next day. Like, what's the problem? Money is still coming in. You know, you just need to figure out a way to budget a little bit better. You know, you need to figure out a way to make that money work for you to where it's adding value instead of just sitting in the bank account devaluing itself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh in relationships, you like you had a misunderstanding or this small little dispute with your significant other, and now you're like, you're overthinking everything. Oh well, they don't love me like they used to at first. you just had a small problem that you're blowing out of proportion, all you gotta do is go talk to that person and be like, "Hey, this made me feel a certain type of way. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
where was your headspace in the whole debacle or whatever?" Uh, in a business, you got workers that ain't giving it 100%. All right, so what's going on in their household? Maybe they not feeling it. I don't feel like giving it 100% each and every day. Sometimes I need a relaxing day at work. But I still try to give it my all. I still try to add value where value needs to be added. You know, it it may not be a lot, but I still get the job done. You're still there for how many hours the job still needs to get done. If you're
Right.
just helping somebody else, get their work done, or vice versa, someone might need to help you. That's all it is. But because you're not willing to go ask that person, or uh go the extra mile to see if you can be accommodated for the things that you need to get done, you're just dwelling in this problem. This small problem. All you gotta do is speak up about it, but you dwell in it and make it bigger, and you kind of like you cast that problem onto other people because you're not willing to ask for help. You get backed up, and now the next person has to come help you, but you're just sitting there. You're not really doing anything. So now they have a problem with you, and then it's a domino effect because now we have to move people, we have to add people to help your small problem that you made into a bigger problem. We got to add people to that to solve it, and now everybody's upset because all you need to do is speak up. Now everybody's mad.
Mm, my God. It, ooh, wait. I don't even.
It'd be like that. It'd be
You
like
just you just in the problem, splashing around in the problem,
that.
and you just splashing the problem all on everybody else, so now it becomes their problem too. Man, I'm mad now. I'm mad now. It
Yep.
it it be it be some crazy stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm just like, yo,
Mhm.
you about to get off, man. Like, why are we even having this conversation? Like, what are we even talking about right now? And I'm real big on that phrase, like a man is as big as his biggest problem. And I'm like, yo, I got a lot
Mm,
of shit going on right now.
mm.
So I ain't really worried about anything y'all talking about. So like I half of the time, bro, I don't even be listening. Folks just be folks just be like talking. I just be like, uh-huh. Yep. 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 Yeah, that's cool. Right. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And like I don't even need to I can go on autopilot literally and nobody is really saying anything
Yep.
interesting, bro. I'm like, yo, how is this even how's this even my life right now? Like, so my biggest problem is that, I'm around people like that. Like I'm like, yo, I know I need to change my environment.
Mhm.
And like I get evidence of that all the time. Like I see reasons for me to validate that reasoning all the time, man. Like somebody will come and complain about something, and I ask them like a personal question just to kind of get their mind off of it, and then like I get them to talk about themselves for a second, and it's like, yo, you literally have absolutely nothing going for you right now, and I'm just like, that that's your biggest problem. It's not this. Your biggest problem is that your biggest problem is this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like they'll have the same problem on repeat and not learn from it and like not solve it. Like
Bro,
literally your problem ends when the shift ends. So
it's not your problem.
that too. That too. And then you go home and like you said, they splashing that problem. Now they gotta go home. They splashing it even more. They family has to hear about it. Their loved ones have to hear about it. and now you just like you spreading that negativity, you bringing it home, and I'm like, why, why do that? Why be that selfish that you just drop this load of problems in your household? Like leave
Right.
that at the job. It doesn't even need to come nowhere near your household, but because you internalize that problem, it becomes a monkey on your back, and you take it home, and
Mm-hmm.
that monkey jumps off your back and it just starts rampaging through your house. Now you got this big old mess in the house that you got to clean up, but you
Right.
don't want to clean up because you still dwelling in that problem, and now it's just you just got this big mess. Like your lives are messy, people, and we're trying to give y'all examples, give y'all solutions to make it unmessy, make it clean. Like
Right.
your problems aren't that big. They might seem big in the moment, but like if you have a moment to take a step back, look at the problem, look at the big picture, make it small. That's it. Like I'm an advocate for that picture we shown on like later episodes. Uh, do you have a problem? Yes. Can you fix the problem? Yes. What's the problem? Do you have a problem? No. What's the problem? Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you fix the problem? No. What's the problem? It's that simple. Break it down in the steps,
That's simple.
solve it.
That's simple. And no problem is an unfixable problem.
Facts. And what gets me is people believe that they the first person to have this problem.
Every single time. Every single time. Even if like take it outside of work. Like even though there's people who have like personal
Facts.
issues, like you like you tell them like last time I heard that if you do X Y Z, but yeah I did that and it didn't work and blah blah blah. I'm like, but you do know that the reason I said that is because I've heard of somebody who actually went through this and got through this and they're fine.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, that's
it ain't that deep. Like you can Google that. Like you can
YouTube University.
Bro, I swear to God, it proved me wrong. I want somebody listening right now to prove me wrong. Tell me a problem and show me that you cannot YouTube it.
That's crazy. Cause so Court's laptop the other day. It was literally yesterday. It was just uh the computer would turn on, like you can hear the fans going and everything, but the screen was just black. So she having a fit. She really needed to, check on some stuff on the laptop. She got her resume on that. She needed to add some couple more stuff to that. She's just having a fit, and I'm like, all right, let's go to YouTube, go to Google, type in the problem. Computer, the computer comes on, but the screen is just black. Whole list of stuff. All right, this is how you fix it. This step by step, problems, troubleshoot it. Watch a YouTube video. They're going through step by step of, all right, this may be the problem. If this doesn't fix it, this is the problem. This doesn't fix it, and so forth, so forth.
Right.
So, we try all the solutions or whatever. None of them work, right? None of them work. Guess what the problem was?
The brightness
Lap
need to be turned up.
laptop was updating. You know how the laptop it'll remind you, like, hey, you need to update
Yeah.
this. Hey, would you like to
Yeah.
update this? You keep putting it off for so long, it just it updates itself. I
Right.
think you can go in settings and turn it off, but that's what it was doing. I guess, and either it was updating and it got turned off. So when we turned it back on, it had to finish the updating first, but it didn't let us see the screen that it was updating.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it happened before one time, and I was like, all right, we done tried everything. We just gonna leave it alone for a couple minutes, couple seconds, couple for the day, and we'll come back to it later. She's upset. She's having a fit. screen finally turns on, and it's like finishing update, and we just sitting there like, oh.
Never keep anything personal on the laptop. Never, because they laptops are trash, man.
Facts.
Laptops
I
are
was
trash.
thinking I done took the back off the thing. I was about to take out the battery. But she got one of those batteries that's like screwed into the junk, and I'm like, I don't wanna mess with that right now. I want a replacement battery before I even want to touch that. I was like, maybe it's a battery. Because my laptop was like that. You know, sometimes I don't know why laptop batteries die so quickly. Maybe because they stay plugged in. I don't know. But laptop batteries are
Right,
the devil.
yeah.
They are trash.
I had one joint that it had to stay in. Like it had to stay plugged in. Like there
Right.
was no I'm talking like a year later.
I'm like, yo, we got all these handheld consoles that batteries last, at least.
Nah, we can't go there because like you talking like a laptop that's running the battery is running a hard drive, a motherboard, the monitor. So like there's some pull down in that and that ain't just as simple as running a few buttons and a Bluetooth controller like a controller or something.
Well, we got the technology, right? But for some reason we want everything to be all slim and compact. I'm like, I don't really care about that. I will carry around a brick or something, if the battery lasts me a good little minute, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know why people want to take. Well, I know
Well, see, here
why.
we are. Here we are talking about a problem, and we can come up with a solution. We can come up with the first Morton's Castle computer, laptop, or something.
That's in the works. I'm gonna get that new console up
Like, yeah, that's patented.
to introduce
Yeah,
Web 3, because Web 3 they gonna need a console to put their
you're
stuff
gonna
on.
need a Web 3 console.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't
Right.
what like the what did you call it, like the Oculus and all that other stuff like that. That ain't what that's for.
Uh, it can be if they do it right, but like for right now, you still have to do like all this get like that third party downloader app or whatever to get like Web 3 games on there, like stuff that'll actually do like NFTs or whatnot. A lot of app stores, I think Steam doesn't want them anywhere near their store. Like they won't allow any type of like uh cryptocurrency based Web 3 games on
Oh, okay,
there.
got you.
Um Crazy enough, Nintendo is taking that leap though. But we ain't gonna we'll talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
Uh all right, we got 4 minutes until that hour mark. Uh just just make your problems simple, people. Don't don't react to problems. Like when problems arise, we are so quickly to react. Take some time to actually think about it and dissect it, think about it. Don't dwell in it. A lot of you people, y'all think about it until you get a whole brain aneurysm, your head start aching and whatnot. You got this whole migraine because you done made this problem bigger than it had to be. When all you had to do was, I can't fix it this day. Let's try this today. And if it doesn't work, we'll try this tomorrow. If that doesn't work, we'll just keep trying until we get it done.
Mm-hmm.
People are so quick to the problem happens, they react to it, and they ready to throw their whole life away, throw the time that they spent into making that resume, into making that video game, into writing that book. Your computer might crash right now, and then all the thing didn't save. You ready to scrap the entire project, but all you had to do was turn the computer back on, go to restore files, and it's there. Or just start over. Sometimes you just have to start over. Start over from the beginning and make it better than what it was at first. People don't want to do
Please stop giving me your problems.
that. That too. Please stop passing your problems on to others,
I
because
don't
it's not
care about your
their
problem.
problem.
It is not my problem. Don't make your emergency my emergency, because it ain't.
Ooh.
Don't expect me to give your emergency the same amount of energy that I'm supposed to give mine. Because first of all, I ain't got no emergencies. Second of all, if I did, I'm gonna get paid for it. Like straight up.
Mhm.
Like I don't spend time doing frivolous things
Mm.
or just wasting my time doing nothing. It's already bad enough I gotta spend my time at a job because I ain't figured out that formula to life yet. So if I'm doing that, I promise you, I am not going to be spending my time fixing your problem if I ain't fixed mine yet. So like, let's go ahead and get it out of our brains that there's other people that's supposed to fix our stuff for us. That we have to have other people around to think through our problems for us. Like, let's go ahead and get out of that mindset. Some of y'all feel like you feel like somebody's supposed to come save you from your problems. And I think that's one of the problems here, because like this person that I brought this topic up from, she feels like everybody has to play a superhero and has more power than her. Like nobody has more power over your problem than you do. Nobody. If it's your problem, chances are you're probably the most capable person of fixing it. Like real talk. Like not your parents, not your siblings, your spouse, like nobody. You're the most capable person to figure out your problem. Nobody else. It's like you went to school for this problem. This is your problem. Like, first of all, you wrote me into the problem. I got to learn about everything that's going on about the problem before I fix it. Then chances are, by the time I even learn about it, you can probably go ahead and get it done. So, like,
Yep.
for real, y'all, you are the most capable person to fix your problems. Nobody else is. Like, let that be your only one rule. Nobody fixes my problem but me. Like, I learned that from a soap opera of all things. Like, there's this guy on one of the ABC soap operas. His name is Victor Newman. Dude is one of the richest men in the world in that little universe that they got going on. But this man said that if I have a problem, I'll deal with it accordingly. I didn't need you to jump into that.
Come on.
That man is the richest man in the world. He said, I if I have a problem, I will deal with it accordingly. I don't need you to do that for me. So, like, for real, you are the person that is the most capable of fixing your own problems. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Word. That reminds me of something similar that happened. Person came up to me with a problem, and like in the time of explaining the problem and me going to investigate to see what the problem was, like the problem was already in the process of being solved. Like literally, if he would have waited, the problem would have just disappeared on its own. But like this person blew it all out of proportion. They ready to get somebody in trouble because something didn't get to them in a timely manner, which is just crazy. And I'm like, why? How do you see yourself as the background character in your own life? Like, why don't you see yourself as the main character, the person that's gonna at least save others or solve the minor problems in your life? If you're the main character, you're gonna be hit with every obstacle. Like, if you watch any type of show or any type of movie, the character that they're focusing on, the character that gets the most screen time, gets the most problem because he's on the. But people, they just, I don't even know. They just want to be a background character with main character
Your
prizes or
background
main character.
character with main character energy.
Yeah, I'm like, come on now, be better, people. But all right, we gonna end it here. What we got coming up, Mac?
All right, so as of right now, um I am I would say about 45% done with that children's book that I was working on. I
Okay.
just finished the I'm at the back end of the line art portion,
Mm-hmm.
and I got 2 pages left to finish the line art for, and then I'm going into color and all that other stuff like that. So that joint will probably be finished before summer. I didn't like I when I started on it, I thought it was just gonna be something I was doing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And like I always had, I was always a little bit nervous about illustrating a children's book in the first place. But then I realized, like, after looking at some of the children's books that's out now, that I probably was putting way too much thought into it. Because like even the Marvel joints look like a regular comic book, some of them joints, and I'm like, I I I think I can do this. So, um, you know, I just started, man. I ain't think about the problem that much. I just
There you
went
go.
on and started on something. I was like, anything is better than where I started from. So, if I end up with something, then it is what it is. So now I'm done with that with the line art portion, man, and it's about time to go back and start coloring that thing in, man. And yeah, I'm reckon it'll be done before summer, man. So I'm excited about that.
Word. We over here still working. I am so grateful for the tools that are out there that's online. Uh I was kind of struggling with something. I was catastrophizing uh about this one problem that I got hung up on, and I found a solution online. It just took me to do a little bit more research and like like you said, making that problem a lot smaller. Now I'm able to work through it. So I'm very much so grateful for the new tools and technology that are coming out. Uh so yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited. Uh but this has been the Dirty Chunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we leave out, remember to trample over that like, subscribe button, share it with your friends, your family, because we do this for y'all, because we love y'all. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.